Imagine that day, June 11, 2025. Armies across the globe have prepared their light sticks, countdowns, and tears of joy to welcome the golden Maknae home. But suddenly, an official announcement hits the web. Jungkook's military service has been extended. No detailed explanation. Just one line that hits like a wrecking ball: administrative adjustment for national interest. This isn't a fanfiction. It's a real-life nightmare for fans in America who woke up early for the live stream, in Canada who canceled tribute concerts, in Germany, where the biggest army meetup of the year was postponed, and in Australia where online protests echoed louder than ever. No one was ready. No one could accept it. What really happened? Is this just part of South Korea's military politics? Or is there something about Jungkook we were never meant to know? As the news of Jungkook's military extension spreads like wildfire, speculation explodes. Conspiracy theories flood social media. Some claim Jungkook is being used as a pawn by the authorities to manipulate public opinion. Others believe this extension is a hidden punishment for BTS's overwhelming global influence, seen as a threat rather than pride. Armies in Germany and Canada voice suspicions of political pressure behind the move. Could it be that South Korea still sees K-pop idols as cultural disruptions instead of diplomatic assets? The world demands answers. Fans are angry, not just because Jungkook isn't coming home yet, but because there's no transparency. This isn't merely a delay in joy, it's a denial of justice for someone who gave everything: his music, his life, even his time, for his country and the world. The world may pretend to be silent, but armies' cries cannot be muted. Outside the military barracks where Jungkook serves, hundreds of letters pile up, thousands of messages await reply. When are you coming home, Jungkook? Becomes a global question hanging in the air. On TikTok and YouTube Shorts, American armies flood the FYP with tears, while Canadian fanbases replay the last BTS concert with the caption, "You promised you'd return." In Australia, the hashtag Free Jungkook trends, not because he's in prison, but because he's stuck in a system with no room for compromise. K-pop helped bring Korea to the global stage, yet now the world watches as one of its brightest stars is tied down by the very country he pledged to serve. And ironically, the voice that once comforted millions is now silenced by the very nation he loved. For 2 long years, one promise kept armies' hearts alive: June 11, 2025 would be the day of reunion. Not just for Jungkook the artist, but for healing, for coming home. But now, that promise feels like a slowly burning letter, destroyed, leaving only bitter ashes. In the US, reaction videos show fans crying not out of hysteria, but heartbreak. One young army from Chicago whispers in her video, "I held on for this day." In Canada, army communities had printed celebratory merchandise that now sits as relics of a promise never kept. More than disappointment, what they feel is abandonment. As if their voices were never truly heard. As if they were just statistics in BTS's global success. And that wound? It can't be healed by a simple apology. A debate explodes across global forums. Should the nation prioritize traditional military obligations over the cultural diplomacy BTS has built for over a decade? Jungkook isn't just a singer, he's a symbol of South Korea's soft power, the face of the Hallyu wave that crossed continents. Yet now, the country seems to dismiss its most valuable asset in favor of a rigid, outdated system. Armies in Germany publish a viral open letter: "Why imprison those who freed the world from Asian stereotypes?" The world watches. The world judges. And ironically, amid all the rapid progress in tech and culture, the future of one of the world's greatest artists is still chained to 20th century paradigms. Is this a fair battle? Or proof that the world still fears true change? What if Jungkook knew all along? That his return date could be changed at any moment. That he might be used as a symbol of sacrifice to ease public pressure. Amid the silence of the military barracks at night, did Jungkook have asked himself, "Is this the price I pay for loving my country and the world at the same time?" The drama deepens when armies uncover what they believe are hidden codes in his last fan letter before the extension news broke. In Australia, one fan with a background in cryptography reinterprets Jungkook's seemingly simple phrases as emotional codes. I can't see the sun yet. Did he know from the start? Or was he just trying to be strong for us? The questions won't stop. Because to ARMY, Jungkook is more than an idol. He's a hero. And today, that hero feels sacrificed by the very nation he swore to serve. What happened after June 11th was no longer a celebration. The world didn't stay silent. Armies rose, not with blind rage, but with strategy. In the US, a digital campaign using hashtag #ReleaseJungkook hit over 10 million mentions in just 48 hours. In Germany, an ARMY community rented the largest LED screen in Berlin to replay Jungkook's concert clips, not for nostalgia, but as a statement, we won't forget you. In Canada and Australia, fans held midnight vigils, lighting candles and singing Still With You in sacred silence. The world watched as love turned into a global movement. They weren't asking for special treatment. They were asking for justice. This wasn't just about an artist delayed from coming home. This was about an entire generation feeling ignored by the system and rising as one for the voice they believe in, Jungkook. In the growing silence, armies began to ask themselves, is this merely a delay or a permanent loss? Fears arose. After this extension, will Jungkook return as the same person? Or has the world already lost a piece of its brightest soul? In the US, an emotional podcast asked, what if he breaks before we ever get to celebrate him again? In Germany, open letters were sent to the Korean embassy with one main plea, we just want Jungkook home. It's not about impatience. It's about fear of losing something too precious to leave behind. For Jungkook, time is emotional currency. And every day spent without music, without the stage, without ARMY, is a loss that can't be measured. Is this the delay before a triumph? Or the slow goodbye no one wants to admit?